Welcome back to another episode of the Trip Trap Talkshow. This week we have special guest Blase.
What's good, guys?
How's it going?
Pretty good, pretty good.
So you're a songwriter, you're a producer, and what else do you do?
Musically, I'm kind of like all over the place. I was telling you guys earlier. I think I'm like a songwriter first, producer second, actual like singer, whatever, performer last. Mm-hmm. So I'm like in the performer stage of everything right now. But yeah.
When did you know you wanted to be a triple threat?
A triple threat? I don't even know. I started off as a songwriter, like I said. Like I've always been into that. I've actually like some form of music has been going on since like 7 years old. So there's always been things here and there. And then when we started getting more into like electronic or like digital production, I learned from my cousin who I like made a lot of music with at the time.
So that was like your first taste into
that was my first taste. Okay. FL like
FLC
turned me on.
Wait, did you use it when it was called Fruity Loops or FLC?
Well, so I never like it might have been called Fruity Loops at the time. I just knew about it. I had a Mac at the time, so I started in GarageBand, then eventually moved up to Logic. But then like I really got heavy into it once I moved into FL Studio.
Nice.
But yeah, so that's where the production came in. And then it was just like kind of like making ideas for fun. I used to be in a band in high school, but in there I just played guitar. I didn't do too much else. I wrote the songs, but I never like sang them or anything.
Okay.
And then once I got more comfortable with production and I got my own microphone, then I was like,
might as well.
Why not, right? I have the gear, might as well try it. And then eventually I did. And it's like, I don't know, I know my way around like the software. Mm-hmm. So like whatever I'm able to produce with my own voice, I'm able to make work.
Did you always like kind of like self-produce and like use your own tracks, or did you like ever produce for other people and they would use it like initially? Or were you always just like starting out, I want to make music, let me make my beats for my songs, and then people were like, oh, yo, your beats sound nice, can I use them?
So it's sort of progressed to that point. When we first started making it, like I said, I used to make music with my cousin as a kid. And we even make music now, but like it started out when we were young. And back then, all we would do, like, you know, like this really old Casio keyboards, you could press play and it has like some like
the
really
loops,
really crappy loop or whatever. But we'd literally like just sing over that and like record it with like sound recorder on like one of those old laptops.
Oh, right.
So that was like the first form of recording. So I actually started out doing that. And then like, I don't know, like one year for Christmas I got a guitar, didn't touch it for a few years. One day I just like picked it up because like me and like some like middle school friends were like, oh, like let's start a band. Like none of us had any musical experience. I took like piano on the side, but I like it was all classical and I wasn't like super into it. I was just doing it because
just to do it.
That's what kids do. Like they take lessons for something or whatever. And then eventually I started like writing songs on guitar, and then recording like really crappy GarageBand demos.
You gotta start somewhere.
You gotta start somewhere, right? And then, but at the time we didn't like have any knowledge of like multi-track recording or anything like that.
Yeah.
So like we'd make stuff and like we'd try to sing stuff, but like people were like, oh, like, you know, like family friends, they'll like support you because like they know you and they don't want to like kill your spirit. But then like in high school, like starting in high school, we took it a little further, but we still like didn't have like the talent or like the knowledge, I guess, to, like,
still suck.
to work it. So like, but in high school people are mean. They're like, bro, like, can you stop like pushing this hard? So they were pretty harsh about it. But I think at the end of the day, like that makes you better because then it's like, then like you start realizing like, oh, like I need to figure out exactly why people don't like it and then improve on that, right? So that's what for me personally, like I was making like demos by myself, and then I was like, you know what, like I have like a lot of ideas, but I'm like not the guy to like implement all of them, I guess. So then I was like, I need to start like a legit band. So like I said, my cousin, he's like literally like the most talented person I know to this day. Like he can do anything. He has like, I think he has like relative pitch. So like anything.
So he has like perfect pitch?
So I think relative pitch is like you give him the first note and he can play the rest of the song or something like that.
Wow.
Oh, that's insane.
Yeah, so like literally like anything that he can conceptualize, he can play it out. So
that's so cool.
It's awesome, right? And then one of my friends, like probably my best friend today. We went to middle school together. He's similar, but he can do it on guitar. This other guy can do it like on piano really well. Like he's so proficient, and then like some other instruments. But my friend, his name is Mike. He can do the exact same thing on the guitar. Like, it's crazy.
Sounds so cool.
So I recruited him. So it was the three of us for a while, and like it was awesome. Like for me, like I had like again, like I said, I could come up with the idea. I could write the words, but like making it like into like a big thing, like it was like I didn't know how to do it, right? So I would like make an idea, like make a progression, write some words, and I'll be like play with it, and then they would like literally in seconds they'd come up with the coolest thing you've ever heard. Like literally like it was so like original and authentic. Like every single time, even today, like if I hear them like jam out, like it blows my mind every time. So I was like, need to hold these guys close. Like, you know, like that creative energy, like you surround yourself with people like that. It's like, it's so refreshing. Like you never get bored of it. And I think that helped a lot. So we did that. And then we were like, you could feel like the energy was there, but there was no like no one was in sync. It was just kind of like
it was like jamming.
Yeah, it was exciting, like jamming, but like it was just chaos at the end of the day. So like again, like we did some live shows. We put out some recordings. People like some people were like, "Oh, it's cool," but like other people are like what is this garbage? Like, so I'm like, whatever. They just can't appreciate it. So, right? So then the next step in that, we got a female singer. She went to my high school, and she she's like sealed the deal for us in terms of like high school clout, I guess. Like everyone, like I mean, I've always been a shy guy, and she was like, I mean, I wouldn't say she's like loud about, like I don't think she's like an extrovert, I guess, but like everyone knew her, everyone was friends with her, so like that definitely helped in a bit. But like aside from that, she was like incredibly talented. She's an incredibly talented singer. Okay. And so with that, we were able to take our like music to another level. So like, I mean, the first demo wasn't the best. It was like some like pop rock remix or something like that. Yeah. But it like caught everyone's attention, and then like we slowly started getting a following, and eventually like at the end of high school we had to like stop. It was like it ran for like two or 3 years. That's pretty solid. But like the coolest thing is by the end of it we had, like sort of reached our peak, but that's when everyone had to like split for college or whatever. Right. So what was sad is like we were getting really good, but like we had to leave. But what's cool is it set me up for like the solo thing I'm doing right now. And I just think like that's where like the songwriter performer part of me came out, like from all those past experiences. Nice. Made me do what I'm doing today. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, no, like a build of all those experiences, like what makes you like a musician. Like,
for sure. And especially I feel like for this type of thing, like I mean everyone, like it started as a hobby for me, but like, and like this specific one, if you're not like good at it, people will kick you down all the time. So like, I mean, I don't know, like I feel like considering where I am and how much time I put into it, I feel like I'm doing pretty well with it, and the people that shut me down can suck it now, you know? Nice. Right? I mean, in a nice way, but like like all those people helped me in the end. So
yeah. So are you gonna
suck it in a nice way? That's what you said.
Take it with a grain of salt.
That's like, quotable. So are you planning on like reconnecting with any of these people in the future? Maybe bring the band back together? Especially now that you're about to graduate, right?
Sure, yeah. So the singer that I was mentioning, she actually went to the Berklee School of Music in Boston. Ooh, wow. And now she's doing a master's program in Spain. So I don't know when she's coming back from that, but she's doing big things. Like, I mean, like I'd love to. Like we always meet up every now and then. Like, but again, she's like not in town, so like it's like an occasional thing. But the cousin I mentioned, he actually goes to Maryland too. Okay. And we still make music together. We still perform. We performed recently, and he was like in the group that I formed to do that. And then my friend Mike, like we're still making music. We're actually working on a new album for next year. So nice. It's very exciting stuff. Yeah.
So like, what kind of sound are you going for, or what would you describe your sound as like now?
You know, like when I like upload my music to like stores and stuff, they ask you that. So I just by default say R&B soul as the first genre and hip hop rap as the second genre. Okay. Because I feel like I kind of like switch between those all the time. the album I mentioned to you, it's actually more guitar driven because I'm working with my friend who's like freaking amazing at the guitar, right?
Yeah.
So, but I mean, he's on the same page. Like we used to be like pop punk kids, like as kids, like so it was like all like guitar, like punk rock stuff. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
This is a pop punk band, actually.
Oh, really?
The shirt I'm wearing.
What is it?
At face value. They
At
went,
Face Value.
or one of them went to Maryland. Good friend of ours.
Okay, it
Shout
sounds
out face value.
Hey, shout
I
out.
wish we could like just zoom in. Right? They're like, no to me. Zoom in on that.
So how'd you switch from pop punk to R&B?
I feel like most people would say this, but like, I feel like it depends on the people you surround yourself with. And you're like, everyone's like a rebellious like middle schooler, and they all listen to like that kind of stuff. Like I even dived into metal for a little bit, and I'm like I don't even understand how I was in that space at one point. But like in high school, like everyone listened to hip hop, everyone listened to rap, like. All the girls were like listening to R&B, like all those things just kind of like.
It's what's big now.
Yeah.
It is big. I mean, like it's coming a little more into the mainstream spotlight.
Well, hip hop's #1
Yeah, I
in the
think
world
that's
right now.
mainstream. Yeah,
Exactly.
Not a little bit. It is the mainstream.
No,
now.
for sure. Like even like the pop, like what is it, like 107.3 or whatever? They're playing like
hip-hop.
super clean versions of all the
Wait,
songs.
they're playing hip hop now?
They are,
Yeah.
bro. Like they're playing like. I don't know. They're even playing. I'm pretty sure I heard like a really clean Travis Scott song, and I'm like half the words are not even in the recording. But, like,
Clean rap songs make no sense.
I don't know, bro. It doesn't.
I just like when they try and like change the words.
Yeah.
at least they tried. It's like
Yeah.
it's a little better than like.
Just bleeping it
Just
out.
Yeah, just like a space. It's like
It's like 3 seconds of nothing.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm guilty of it to an extent, but like, it's I don't know. It's like.
It's a song. It's raw emotion.
Exactly.
You can't censor
You
that.
take away from, and also like when you bleep it out, like people can guess what it is. It's not like a big mystery. Like
Just
you're
context clues.
you're not fooling everyone. It's just like a law. kind
Gotta
of
protect
thing,
the
you know?
kids, man.
It's like, oh,
They don't know.
I don't know what they're
first words are.
saying, so I guess I won't be able to figure it out at all.
You know what people say now? People say that the parental advisory thing is not for the kids anymore. It's for the kids to like
To
protect
buy.
their parents almost
Yeah.
because they're the ones who
That's
freak
so
out
true.
and like acting immature towards it.
Yeah,
Because you know,
facts.
like people like listen to it, like and like your average person, they're like that's just like the environment that like said artist is creating in their story. But like that doesn't mean like you have to act on the violence or anything like that. It's just like the story being told.
Yeah.
But like parents are scared. It's like going to the extreme. So it's just kind of funny, like
Yeah.
how the tables turned. Like
Yeah.
I've definitely noticed with my parents, like if I'm playing some sort of rap song and then like they're cursing, my dad would get like all upset and stuff. He's like, you know, these guys don't have to curse to make music and like shit like that. Or like if something's too violent or sexual, he's like, oh, these people are just using it for shock value. I'm like, you don't get it, man.
Yeah,
Dad.
You don't get it.
It's true. I mean,
Good
I'm
old
sure
dad.
people like some people use it, like they use like the edginess as like a marketing scheme.
Oh, definitely.
Like, use this-
Eminem, for example.
for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, like sex appeal is a big thing now in music, like anywhere, like
Yeah.
it's just a thing. But like not you were saying that thing about your dad, like occasionally, like when I'm like in the demo stages of my songs, I do like the car test to make sure everything sounds
Yeah,
fine.
you gotta do the
And my
test.
dad's like, "Oh, I hate this type of music. Why do you listen to it? I'm like, this is my song. Super awkward. He's like, why do you listen?
trashing you.
He's like, why do you listen to this garbage? And I'm like,
It's like, oh,
because I made it.
it.
I made it, Dad.
This is my garbage.
Yeah. I mean, for him, like, I made that switch, like genre switch. So
Yeah.
like he was super into like the rock alternative. But I feel like all parents are sort of into that music.
That's
Yeah.
like more their generation.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I don't know. Like he's not all for it, but like he's not like stopping me or anything. So.
Yeah, he's just like, I wish you would go back to the old stuff.
That's why I mean this new album. It's supposed to be more inclusive genre wise. There's a good blend of everything. Like I like all genres. Like I'm not.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like purposely like shit on
You're
another
not a
genre. but, like,
genreist.
yeah, exactly. I mean, there's obviously preferences, but like I can like respect the value in every one of them.
Do you like country music?
I respect the value.
I respect the value. In your country
honestly,
music.
like country music, it's like I think the music's fine. I just feel like the twang and like the voice is kind of weird. I'm like it feels so forced. Like I don't know. Like people are like, oh, that's just how they talk, and I'm like, if you think about it, like British people when they sing, they just sound like
Yeah, they
like American pop stars. They don't sound different, which makes me think it's like a forced thing. and like I don't know, like I just don't like the way they sing.
I mean,
like,
there's a reason why you call it twang. Like, it's something that you kind of add. Like,
yeah, it's like a yodel in folk music. I guess it's something similar. I don't know.
Not all country's bad though. Like, but I am a starch like
I don't like
disbeliever
the pop country.
in country.
Very good.
Like I do not like country, but there's some that if it plays, I'm like
Country
that's
roads.
okay.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, like
folk. Country
roads is country. I'd say.
There's some like alt rock like country folk bands that like I kind of like a little bit.
Yeah, like I mean, occasionally one makes it to the radio, and I occasionally hear it. I'm like, I don't hate it. Like it's just not like.
Would Lady Antebellum be considered?
Yeah,
Lady Antebellum's cool.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift, like she's cool.
She's not country anymore.
I mean,
that's like a pathetic excuse for country. It's just pop.
Like, I like Taylor Swift.
she sold out a little bit. I mean, she's doing good. Like I don't hate her music either.
Yeah.
But like, I wouldn't go out of my way to listen to it either. If that makes any sense. That's how I feel about country.
You know what? I think we're a Taylor Swift like backing podcast. This is like the third time we've mentioned Taylor Swift on the podcast.
Well, last time we were just talking about how tall she is.
But that's still talking about. I think we're Taylor Swift podcast now.
We are sponsored by Taylor Swift. Go check out all of her stuff on Apple Music, not Spotify, because she's not on there.
Oh,
or
yeah.
is she
I think
now?
she is now.
She is
now.
now.
I heard she
Don't
did
spread
it
that
to
fake
like.
news.
She did it to like spite someone. Someone was releasing an album the same day she put all her music on, to I don't know, like steal the attention. I don't remember. I want to say it's like Selena Gomez or Demi Lovato or something, but like
there's always some.
there's something, and I'm like hella petty, but like I guess we've all been there.
I don't
at
have
some
the energy
point.
to go in and try and understand what's going on.
I don't know. She was like, I don't understand that. Like I understand to an extent, like. Because I think Spotify like pays people less.
Yeah, they pay them a lot less.
The Tidal actually pays artists the most.
But they don't have like
I know.
any
$20 a month. I'm not paying
Is it
20.
20?
I think it is.
Damn.
Better quality.
Where's the quality?
Yeah.
It is.
That's why they pay their artists the most.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they're like definitely more like exclusive, I guess. So like, I mean, you can't have a free subscription, which is probably why they get paid more.
Too good for a free subscription. Okay.
Apple Music's the same way, really. They
but
have
Apple,
like, the trial.
that's Apple though.
I mean, you could do like anything. I can understand but like for example, like music, like you know why like no one like downloads, they just stream it now. It's because like nothing lasts long enough for like, or like the appeal of a certain song doesn't last long enough for you to want to like hold on to it for so long.
Yeah.
So I feel like for like a medium like that, like you shouldn't have to like force payment on it. Like for example, like what's stopping them from going to YouTube and just listening to it on there? There's
honestly,
nothing
like,
stopping them.
That's what people do, and they like listen to the ads. They're like, oh, the ads, turn the volume down.
Dude,
like,
you got ad blocker.
You got ad blocker. Yeah.
Oh my god, what?
Yeah, if you just put ad blocker on, none of the ads.
Oh wait, no,
on
for
YouTube.
mobile.
Yeah, if you get Chrome, you could do it.
Wait, you can get ad blocker on your mobile?
I didn't know that.
I know it's a Chrome plugin. I'm assuming it doesn't matter where that Chrome is.
We're an educational podcast now, because I just learned something. Oh man, I'm gonna try that.
It's useful.
I feel like we learn something every time though.
Learning is power.
Jake taught us about how the entire music industry works.
Oh, Jake's podcast I listened to like 3 or 4 times, because like the audio, like it has some good nuggets for producers.
If you're looking for any musical advice, listen to our podcast that's about to come out.
Yeah,
whenever the heck that happens.
For sure.
Yeah, we're having some video difficulties.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'll look out for it. I'm psyched. I watched like when you guys asked me to come, I just like quickly watched a couple of your videos.
Yeah.
Like, I could stick around for a podcast.
Nice.
I'm done.
Nice.
I'm done.
Good
Not a
reviews.
fan.
Oh yeah. So I heard you have some strong opinions on the music industry these days.
Where did you hear that?
Yeah, we want to hear some of these hot takes.
We have sources.
We have sources. I have an underground
sources
black market that listens to what you're talking about all the time and records it.
Underground spy network.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like the music industry?
Yeah.
Damn, I don't know. I don't think I've ever said anything like hot about the music industry. I mean, like again, I'm just like
or at least about like the shallowness of it nowadays.
The shallowness? I think maybe like I have like a thing against like mainstream music in general. I don't think it's the industry itself. I think it's how people consume it.
Yeah.
In the sense, my biggest reason, like I don't know, maybe some of you can relate to it, but have you ever found a song and you're like, you showed it to a friend and they're like, I was trying to hype it up or whatever because I like found it and I'm like, this is so awesome. And they're like, oh, I'm not really feeling it. But then like a week later, it shows up on the radio and they're like, bro, have you heard this song? And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, are you serious? Like, and I don't think it's the music. I mean, like, I'm sure it has its flaws. I'm not like super into the industry that I like can have a strong opinion.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, like you can't like say anything unless you've like lived it really. And I've just like kind of like scratched the surface a little bit, if that makes any sense. But like what I don't like is it makes people think that like if like, or like not everyone, but like a good amount of people, like if it's not like on the charts or something, then it's not worth listening to.
Yeah. But I feel like those people are they're not really super into music.
They're not people,
like,
they're sheeple.
They're sheeple. Yeah, facts.
Call them how they are.
Sheep. I can see that, but at the same time, like, those are the people that are probably going to listen the most.
I mean, yeah, they're the consumers.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, there's people, like, there's audiophiles that are, like, super hypercritical about everything, and, like, for them to, like, shut something down like that, it's probably just because they don't like it. Like, legitimately, they probably know what they're talking about, but, like, I don't know, like,
music is made for like mass consumers.
Exactly. Like I mean, not to call out my sister, but she's like in that boat. She's like, she doesn't care. She's like, I'll be like, yo, check out this demo that I made, and she's like, I don't care. Like she's like, I want to listen to real music. I'm like, if I was on release radar on Spotify, you'd be listening to me right now. Like, it's all like, just like,
it would be.
It's just like the people just like create like. They just create like a what do you call it? Like a narrative. They like force a narrative and people listen to it. So that's kind of like my only opinion.
Everything is really brand recognition now.
It like, really
even
is.
like what you just said, like she wouldn't listen to it unless it was like a major release on Spotify. It has to be released majorly by Spotify. Yeah, exactly. Just a company with just a product, like
exactly. I mean, it's bad for people like me and like any other producer, or, like any songwriter, because like for example, I released a song like 2 weeks ago or something, and I was super hyped about it, and I was like, I need to hype it up. I wanted to have like a Insta Live thing so people could hear it the first time, like with me and the people I made it with. And like again, my sister, I mean, not like she's great and all, but like she shut it down. She's like, who cares? Like no one's gonna listen. And I'm like, that's not the point. Yo. Like you have to start. Like I don't care.
Family's
like,
real.
Yeah, but like I said, real. Like you know, like I said earlier, like some family friends will like bring you up just to be nice, but like we're well past that. Like that brother or sister thing. She'd be like, yeah, like she's like, I'm not gonna pamper you so you feel good. I mean, it's, at the same time, it's good. It holds her to a higher standard, which makes me work a little harder.
It makes it so that your ego doesn't go out of control.
Yeah,
you don't
exactly.
think you're the best ever.
And like, even though like what I don't like is, damn, I do have strong feelings about this.
See, those sources,
opening up
that
now.
underground spy network,
I need to find out what the source is, because
they've been listening to you.
Oh,
they got recordings.
It sounds like they knew how to trigger me, but
triggering words.
But no, I mean, all I can really say about it is it makes it. So what's weird is like the number of like DIY artists is like now it's like oversaturated.
Yeah.
And like the industry, I guess, is not making it easier for you to stand out. They're just kind of like making it like they're kind of like tucking it under the rug kind of thing. Like it's a hot mess as it is because so many people can produce stuff on their own.
Yeah.
And upload to these streaming platforms.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's too easy. Like,
exactly.
It's too easy.
So it's like it's not getting any easier. And I mean, like again, it's like I don't think it's totally their fault. I feel like they kind of react to what like your consumer will do, right? So I'm sure it's just like a cause and effect thing. I don't think it's anyone's like true fault. I mean, I'm sure it is, but like it's too far back to like blame any one person on it.
Blame the Illuminati. Like you don't know, they're trying to keep all the major artists in power. Like you're an independent artist, you're trying to get your name out there, and you just release something. No one's going to hear it because it's not on Spotify.
It's tough. You know, like the hardest part, and what I do every time I release something, you just reach out to curators now. That's like...
Yeah, that's like and the playlist.
Yeah, that's the only like sliver of a chance you have of like getting any kind of like global or like even like national recognition. That's like all you can do now. Like I can't like you can't do that for Apple Music either because they don't have like these curated playlists the same way.
I don't know why they're not stepping on that.
I don't know, like SoundCloud, Spotify. The minute like someone, especially on SoundCloud, that happened to me the other day. When the minute someone reposts you on a major like playlist or something like that, your views go up like that.
But see, here's the thing with SoundCloud. Even you can't like just sign up or pay a subscription and like pay them to put your music up. You have to be like hand-picked selected.
I know.
To be on like the Go thing, like SoundCloud Go or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So I was just looking because I was looking it up because I'm like it's kind of dumb that you can't get paid on it because like a lot of underground artists like get like a lot of fame through that, but they can't monetize it at all, you know? And that's kind of weird to me. I mean, you can, but the problem is you have to like literally like they have to notice you and be like, hey, like we're SoundCloud, we want to make money with you.
That's the official SoundCloud way. You can get money off of the streams. If you listen to our podcast with Jake Vicious, he'll tell you how you can actually get money through the stream by registering with the certain musical bodies that all artists can actually register with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a bunch like that. Yeah. Like as a producer, as a songwriter, as anyone in music that you need to like register for, just so you can like get paid with royalties.
Okay, so I thought like when I put like I use the TuneCore distributor for my music, and so when they generate like when you upload your music, it has like a ISRC code or something with it, just something to like uniquely identify it. So I read somewhere that if you just like put that metadata like in your SoundCloud thing, then it's supposed to track your royalties for you.
That's how it go, yeah.
That's what I thought it was, but I think there's like a missing step in between that like actually connects them. Because all it is right now, it's just text that like is somehow like attached to the file. Like I don't know, like I don't know how they're supposed to keep track of that.
It's like the file metadata, but like
So like I don't know. I'm like it's not like after like SoundCloud almost died recently, right?
Yeah,
but
Chance
last summer.
Chance saved it.
Yeah,
Chance
but,
came
like,
back.
I mean, I guess, but like I feel like nothing's really like progressed with SoundCloud.
No,
lately.
SoundCloud's just been stagnant.
It's just like I literally use it to like upload demos and have like the secret playlist that I can share with like who needs to hear it basically. In that sense, it's perfect. It's like it's kind of like the in between. Or it's kind of like a.
I think it's a good file, like audio storage, because like we use it like to store our podcasts, and we just found out that you can use them as RSS feeds to like distribute to like all these playlists.
True.
So I think like SoundCloud is just like a good like medium.
It's good. It's
like,
good.
MP3s.
It's like the halfway home for like Splice or something, which is a lot more in depth.
I've been hearing about Splice.
That's
too,
dope.
Yeah.
Like
what the heck's Splice?
So Splice, from what I've never used it personally.
A lot of producers use it, right?
Yeah. So the whole point of that is when you produce or you want to like collaborate, then you can like upload your stems from like your project, and I think it's like it doesn't even matter what like DAW you're using.
It's just like you just need the audio.
It just uploads all of it, and then like people can like edit it, and it's like version control for like
like GitHub and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
See, they know how to do it.
And now they have a new thing where you can subscribe and get like unlimited sample packs.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna sign up for Splice.
Yeah, I was looking into that for a while.
I've been seeing it on Instagram. I'm just like, should I use this? Because like they've been hitting me hard with the advertisements.
They do,
you know, because
really?
I get targeted advertisements. Like Instagram, they're really good at this. They hit me with all the new like VST plugins, the new like producer packs, new sample packs. I'm like, I want to ignore these ads, but
their targeted advertising can be off sometimes though.
I don't know. Like, they tuned it really well to me now. Like I don't really see any off ads.
Like bro, I looked up. I passed by this like indoor skydiving place while I was just driving, and like looked it up and I was like, how much is this stuff? And then I started getting advertisements for that thing for like 2 weeks. And like,
I mean, that's how they get you.
Yeah.
but I looked at the place once and I was like, oh, this is too expensive.
That's why my like Instagram, my Beats Instagram profile, I keep it super specific. I only search beats, music, rap, like, cause then like everything's targeted. Like my other Instagram page where I just look up whatever, I get ads for like literally everything.
Yeah, that shit's annoying.
Yeah.
True.
Yep.
No, I feel that. Yeah.
But you have some pretty significant plays on your Spotify so far. Like,
yeah,
how did that come about, and like, how do you feel about?
So I was saying that the playlist thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The first song I ever released, I didn't know any. Like, okay, so I told you I was in a high school band.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I told you how like we got really good at the very end.
Yeah.
That was the first song I ever like. The last song we ever made, was the first song I ever put out on Spotify, right? And so I didn't know anything about it. I just put it because I'm like, we've been like a Bandcamp like uploader for like the longest time, and like we'd never done anything like it, and it felt so legit. And I don't think like anyone local had ever like even thought about putting it. You're good.
Okay.
Hey, get that Fiji water.
That Fiji water.
It makes you choke.
Why are they putting in those water these days?
Balance.
But yeah, so like that first time I didn't know anything about it. I just put it up. Yeah. I think we probably got like 300 streams from that at the most, and I was like, it was cool back then because they used to pay you a lot. It was like 2015 or something. Yeah. They used to pay you like 0.6 of a cent for every stream. So we made like $2 or $3 off of it. It wasn't horrible, right?
You're like, I'm making money though.
Yeah, I know. I'm like how cool is it that your hobby like can like pay for your next like McDonald's trip? Like, I don't know. But,
that's 3 double cheeseburgers.
Yeah. But yeah, so we didn't like, I didn't care about that. The whole point was like we were like not in like we weren't trying to market ourselves or anything. We were just like trying to make it like a special thing, right? So I was like, since it's our last song, I'll put it up. It stayed on for like 2 years. Yeah. Didn't do much, but like when I started doing everything under the Blasé name, I was like, I want to like market it, right? Like I'm going in like, I mean, my face is showing in this, but like I marketed it as like completely anonymous because I didn't want anyone to like, I didn't want that family friend sympathy to like, because like what that does, it's like people will follow you and they might like stuff just to sympathize or not sympathize, but like because they're your friend or whatever, but like they're not gonna like reel in any.
Those aren't the real stats. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So that's another reason why I wanted to like separate it, be anonymous, because I wanted people who genuinely liked it to appear. So I still have like friends and stuff who like come on to it. Yeah, yeah. And I'm not gonna be like, you can't listen to it.
Like, no, don't like it. Don't like it.
You're on the friends list. You got to stay out. No, nothing like that. You want them
to like it because they like it.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, I think it's working so far. Like, but the point I was trying to make is I was like, all right, I'm completely anonymous. Like, I can literally try the craziest things ever. Yeah. To try and make it like, and there was no repercussion. Like, if you like do something embarrassing, like no one knows it's me. Like, who cares, right? So I literally like, I was like, I'm gonna be the biggest internet troll ever, and I literally spent like a week or so like just emailing it to every single curious. Like, they have like lists like on Reddit and stuff like that. Yeah. And there's even sites that will like literally, you can sign up on an account and just send it every day. You get like 2 tokens or something like that, and you can just send it to 2 places every single day. So I did that like whole hustle for like a whole week, and and this was while I was at school. So I was just kind of like doing it like I don't know, like walking to class or something like that. I was just like filling out these like weird like forms and like just sending it everywhere. And like within the first week, I had like, I think I was like 700 or 800, which was big for me because the highest we've ever gotten on anything was like 500 for like some song we did way back when. And then like that music video with that female singer, the first one we made, it got like 3,000. So I was like,
wow,
that's like, pretty good. Yeah. So I was like not too like, I was not too like hyped up about it, but I was like, oh, it's cool. Like, first song, it's not doing horror, it's doing a little better than anything else, but like I'm like, it's not like a big deal, right? But then like the weird thing about these playlists is they don't always tell you that they even considered you. Oh yeah. So like all of a sudden I'm just like, I think I was in like a physics lecture. You just get like the worst thing I hate. And then my sister texts me and I'm like, oh, like she's gonna raid on my parent, raid on my
Here it comes again.
And then she sends me a screenshot and it says like 6,000 streams or something. And I'm like, that's weird. It was like only it you know, like on Spotify, it doesn't tell you how many you have if it's under 1,000, right? Yeah. So I was like still in that area and I'm like, that's weird. Like, it's obviously like glitch. Have you ever seen those glitches on SoundCloud where it like lies about how many views or likes or reposts or whatever? So I'm like, it's probably a Spotify glitch. And then I was thinking about it. I'm like, I've never seen Spotify glitch before. So then you can like, you have like for the first week they let you see like live stats for your song on this like Spotify.
And then it's like what, every 2 days or something after that, or 24 hours?
Every 24 hours. But then I looked on that and I'm like, you could see the progression, and I'm like, because it like literally there's like a live feed that like of a number that updates like every time someone listens. Wow. And I was like, wow, like this is actually kind of crazy, right? So then I turned into like a promo junkie a little bit, and I was like, I'm gonna ride this as long as I can, and like now I think it's like sitting at like just under 25K or something like that. So that's really cool. Yeah. That's really cool. So that was awesome. I did that like with a lot of people from the record label on campus.
Yeah.
So
Terrapin record label.
Yeah. So I got a lot of help from them as well to like spread the word here and there.
Nice.
And the guy I produced it with is in the Terrapin Beat Society. So we got a lot of like
traction there.
Yeah, a lot of traction there. So I think we like had our both feet planted pretty well for that song.
Nice.
It took off like very quickly. It's still like growing, which is kind of awesome, but like that initial like push was like super inspiring, and I made like like literally that was last April. Like it wasn't even that long ago, and then that like just it was like a creative spark, and then like made so many new songs. I think I put like 3 more this year after that. I followed similar things like promo. It's weird. So like there's a lot of places where they're like you can do like paid campaigns, and so I tried that for a little bit, but it didn't feel as organic. It felt like you were just basically like
giving money.
And you were like and I was like, it's like I understand like investing in like what you're passionate about, but like it felt too like calculated almost, right? So I was like, all right, fine, like I don't want to do that anymore. So this most recent one, we said no promos, just word of mouth, because honestly word of mouth does the most in the long, like aside from the like playlists, you can get into them for free. Like this most recent one, we're like on 3 or 4 playlists that I just submitted for free and we got on, so that was cool. But word of mouth is like the coolest thing. So like imagine like you have like I don't know like 10 like good friends of yours, you tell them all just like share it to 2 or 3 people, and then tell them to share it to 2 or 3 people. That multiplies like really quickly. And like the hard part of that is you have to find people dedicated enough to like support you to like
to actually get the link
to like to like troll with you basically. It's not easy, but like I'm lucky enough to have like a
you have a good dedicated group of trolls.
Exactly. Nice. Like we have a little Blase troll army.
Your troll army.
But yeah, I mean, that's what it like. This most recent one that I put out, no promo whatsoever. I just submitted it to some playlist. Have you heard of Lander? Like they're like they're like an algorithm based mastering program.
Is it spelled with no E?
Yeah, it's like L and R, like left and right, Lander. So they're like coming up. They're also another distributor. They recently became like an online store distributor. So their people like saw our song and they put it in their playlist, which was pretty cool because that's targeted ads. It's all Lander for me. Like that's all they ever send. So that's cool. It's not a big playlist, but it's like it's decent. Like I get like you can see in your stats from the artist app. Like you can see you're getting streams from there, and then that's kind of just how it took off. Like word of mouth, and now I'm just doing these free playlist placement things. Yeah. And like it's working. It's not working as fast as like the campaigns. And those are like probably like professional people just like I don't know, like guerrilla marketing your stuff to the point where it's like.
And this is all through Spotify that you're talking about, or is it like through multiple platforms?
Well, so it's only through Spotify. Like I said before, like all the other platforms don't have like these playlists and stuff. Yeah. So you can do all like the only thing I've done slightly more than that is like people like you can get big accounts to like tweet your Apple Music link or something, but that's as far as it goes. Like you know, like tweets come and go. Like, they're not very permanent, right?
So I guess like, would you recommend for like independent like upcoming artists like Spotify is necessary nowadays?
So
because it seems
so a lot of people like actually like a specific person recently asked me, they're like, if I want to make a living off, like, I mean, I don't make a living off of it. I'm just doing it for fun. Like, you make some money, but it's not like livable, right?
Yeah, those streams you're
not making any. So that's what I was telling you.
Your McDonald's budget.
Exactly, bro. So I was like, someone asked me, they're like, do you think like if I plan to make a living off of it, do you think like Spotify is the #1 place to like sell your music to make money? And I'm like, you're not gonna make shit.
I don't like to like make money, but like to advertise.
So like
make fans.
So that's exactly. So that's like what I understand from what I've learned personally and what people have told me. The live shows and like merch and like just your brand is what you need to like make your living off of if you're gonna do it. And then the music is just supposed to like the online streaming is what I mean, is like you're supposed to use that as your form of advertisement. Like
that makes sense because like at some point people are gonna like want to pay you to be places.
Exactly, right? So like
that's just brand. That's paying for your brand.
Exactly. So like And I think this is strictly for like what is it? Strictly for like independent or like beginning artists.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, like people who make it big, like right now, like I don't know exactly, because I think it changed. I don't understand how it works. I don't understand if it's based on how well you're doing in the service or how well the company is doing as a whole to be able to pay you. But like it fluctuates. Like the last time I checked, it was like 2.5 of a cent for, so basically $2.50 for every 1,000 streams you make. That's roughly how much.
Okay.
Like last month when I checked, that's how much it is. So if you do that, that's like a minimum in my, because I'm like a beginner, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like level 1 basically, and that's how much I'm making. So I'm like the people who are like higher up, like who are getting millions of streams, like they have to be making at least that or something more. And then think about that, like 1 million is like 250 grand, like just for one song, right? So they can make a living off of it. Because I mean, they obviously have to like.
Wait, wouldn't it be 2.5 grand?
Yeah, because he says like he's like 2.5 of a, or $2.5, right?
Or
For
it's
1,000.
for every 1,000.
For every 1,000, so.
Yeah, so 1,000 thousands. You just multiply that by 1,000 and get.
Yeah, you're right. 2.5 grand. You're
It's
right.
still not a lot. It's really, it's
That's a bit less than $250,000.
yeah,
okay,
it's still not a lot.
If you make 1 million streams, 1 million streams is 100 grand. That's what I'm trying to say. Or I mean, like if you're doing a dollar value for every 1,000, it's 1 million streams is like a minimum of like 1,000K. Yeah. It's basically you cut off the 3 zeros at the end. That's
Gotcha.
basically what it is.
What we've just revealed is that me and Sean have been out of college too long, and we can't do math right now.
Nah, I mean it's all good. I was questioning it myself. I'm like, I haven't slept in
Wait a
forever.
minute.
Like I was like, damn, did I just like make up a number in my
Did you
head?
just like
Fake news.
No,
just,
we
like,
were doing
spread
it.
fake news right
We
now?
were doing it. So I was like, one of my biggest inspirations is Blackbear. I don't know if you've heard of Blackbear.
Yeah.
But like we were checking one of like one song he released recently, or like his streams. He's like at 728 million streams for this whole year, and we were doing the math. That's literally like 728,000 times 2.5 as a minimum for how much money he made this year.
2.5 cents.
No, 2.5, because he made 728 million, right?
Oh,
cut off
million.
Cut off the 3 zeros.
Wait, is he that big? Holy crap.
Yeah,
He's coming up, bro. He's coming up.
Oh, my bad.
He has like a couple triple platinum records. Like, he's like, I mean, like, I don't understand why people haven't noticed him. Like, I mean, I'm biased because I'm like, I've been a fan since like 2014 or 15 or something, but like, I've seen his come up and it's like super. He's a super talented guy.
Yeah, he is.
Like, I've been to like 2 or 3 of his live shows too, and like you would not expect like how intense those shows are.
Really?
Because he's like mainly R&B guy. Like he like dabbles in hip hop, but like his live shows are lit. Like I've never experienced anything like that. I've been to like arena shows and stuff, but you don't like really like. I mean, at least like for me, I've never felt like an overwhelming sense of like intensity from a show.
Yeah.
And like you definitely feel that at his shows, which is cool. But again, that's just me. I don't know.
Was that at an arena? Was that at a arena?
The first 2, one was at the Fillmore, one was at Howard Theater in DC, and the last one was at George Mason, like their like indoor basketball stadium thing. They just turned it into like an arena type thing.
Okay.
So that one, like, I mean, they were all cool. Like I enjoyed all of them, but like, the point is like I feel like you feel something. I don't know. Like, because he's like a hip hop artist, but he always has a live band. Like, you know, you don't see that a lot anymore.
That
like,
is true, yeah.
It's just like DJs. And I'm like, that's cool. Like, it's respectable. I have friends who do that, and they know how to like get a crowd going. Like Stretch does that, and like his stuff. Like,
Yeah, how are his shows? I've
actually never been. Actually, I've seen them. Like, I've met him like basically through the internet, and
Really? Even though he just goes to Maryland?
I mean, he doesn't go anymore. He graduated, right?
Oh, yeah, true.
So, yeah, so I mean, he's around. I think he like works nearby or something. But like, I found out the way I met or the way I heard of him is in the studio, like in the live room. They like write everyone's name, but in the studio,
He wrote his
like
big
in
ass
like
name.
different colors. It's like in like like the biggest letters you've ever seen. And I'm like, oh my god, like I don't know who that is. All I knew is that, and that's all I knew about him. And then like he came up on Insta or something, and I looked him up. I followed him for like maybe a year. And then there was one song recently we were like, oh, we need a feature. And we had one guy in mind, but like he was being kind of I'm not going to say his name, but he's being kind of like obnoxious. And he's like us. He's just like, I'm pretty sure he was even in like a high school or a freshman in college or something. He was like asking us to cough up 300 for a verse.
Oh,
and I'm like,
come on,
and I'm
man.
like, I mean, like, and he got like, he has like, he's doing well, like streams wise, but like, I'm like,
you don't got that kind of money.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even that. I'm like you're like, we're all trying to like just kind of like make a name for ourselves. Like, like
300 for a verse.
Why are you doing that? And he's like, oh, but we get like his manager. He even like put us through a manager. And I'm like, whatever. Like, you're in high school, but like, he was like.
A lot of like up and coming rappers have like managers and bookings, like all that. Like,
booking I can understand, but like for the sake of like Stretch doesn't have like a manager. He was like super nice about it. Like,
oh, he's such a nice guy.
He's such a nice guy, and like I don't know, like I never thought he was like a bad guy, but like he just seems like you just, it's not like what you would expect if you like heard his music or something.
Yeah,
I feel like
he's really tough in his music.
Yeah, but I don't know, he brings like an energy. Shout out to Stretch, by the way.
Yeah.
He's a super. I've like literally only met him once when we recorded the verse. We recorded in WMUC.
Yeah.
And like literally, like for me, it takes me so long because I'm like to record like a vocal because I'm like super particular about it.
Make sure everything's right. Yeah.
Exactly, but like we like went in like less like 45 minutes tops. We did like 4 takes of everything and we just left, and like
nice.
I'm like, I mean, the point is like he brings such an energy and he's like so good at what he does. And like you probably like I've heard him I've heard him say like he's definitely super proficient in what he does.
Yeah.
And like super respectable. He's like a super chill guy. He like knows what he's doing. But like, yeah, I mean, that's all I have to say about that. He's like super cool. I hope like maybe one day to like perform with him or something like that. It'd be super cool.
That'd be sick. I want to see some of his live shows because he already has that like huge energy that he brings without even like performing somewhere, like just in the studio or like when he was with us when he was freestyling.
Before our interview when he just started freestyling.
Yeah.
He was just going off.
He was already
amazing.
into it,
Yeah.
It's open to doing those things.
Yeah, it's so funny how he like looks nothing like what he sounds like.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way. Like it has to be like an actor or something like that.
But he just talks like that too.
That's just, I mean, I don't know, but I was telling you over like on Insta or something. I was like, he's like despite all that, he's as authentic as it comes.
I know, right?
Like I don't think you can find anyone like with a more original like come up than him. Like I don't know, it's just like super interesting to me.
Yeah.
Like I'm never bored. Like like I've only met him once, but I was like every second was like super entertaining and super like inspiring in some sense. Like it was very cool. It's very cool to like work with him.
Stretch watches this episode. I think he's gonna like feel real happy. And he's like, "Wow, this is such a great shout out."
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. I
like a whole like 5 minutes.
This episode is brought to you by Stretch Dynamo. Check him out.
Pimpzilla.
Oh yeah.
Pimpzilla. So I heard you're a fan of concept albums.
Bro, where are you coming up with this stuff? Like
sources.
My spine network.
I feel like I literally just like was thinking about this like earlier this week. It's very.
We're in your thoughts.
Yeah.
Very fast.
We're
fast news. Yeah. So I mentioned to you actually before like this past year, nothing I did was like concept based. It was just kind of in the moment.
Yeah.
Like there was a petty song, but it was hype. There was a flex song, and then there was like more of an emotional thing. But like nothing like follows any storyline of any sort. But this next album that I mentioned we're doing with my friend Mike at Official Mikewave.
Yeah. Shout out to Mike.
Shout out to Mike. We've always wanted to we made an album with our high school band that we were all in, but like it was like a 9-track album, and it was kind of half-assed, to be honest. Like I mean, it was cool. Like we were like super excited to make it, but like again, we didn't have the knowledge. We didn't like.
The passion was there.
The passion was there.
Yeah.
We didn't know how to like release that passion into like a very like constructive way, I guess.
Mold it.
And so we were like, we're both basically done with school now. He's actually in Tennessee right now, but he'll be back in like a week, so that's when we're like getting down to like the serious work.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah. But he was like, bro, like we were always talking about making an album, and we started making demos. Like we've literally written almost the entire album so far over like FaceTime, like the whole thing. Like literally what'll happen is he'll be like, like it started out like he was like, yo, I'm like bored, I'm gonna make an idea. Yeah. So he made an idea on Ableton, right? And he like recorded, and he didn't like, he was like, he's doing grad school in Tennessee. So he's like, he didn't bring headphones, he only brought a guitar and a bass with him and his like laptop and stuff. And he was like, the whole point of that was like he can like focus on his work or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, I respect that. Like, I'm not gonna push it, but like, he wanted to make something so badly, so he like made the beat on his laptop.
Oh, with the keys.
Yeah. Or he has a launch pad, so he like makes a bit with that. But like, he like literally went out, bought some like cheap Logitech speakers and started producing on those. And he didn't have headphones, so what he would do, he'd put the volume really low on the speakers with the beat he made, and he'd record guitar on his iPhone and load it into his Ableton project and like EQ it and all that stuff. And he would send it to me, and I was like, "Oh, challenge accepted," because he made it in like an hour or two, like in front of me, right? Yeah. So I was like, "All right, like let's test my like songwriting skills," and I would like write a verse and a chorus or like a little more, a little less or whatever, and we'd just get a demo out, and we did that for 2 weeks. Nonstop, and we made like 14 or 15 songs, and we're like, we'll narrow it down to 10. And the way we narrowed it down, and to answer your original question, is we were like, we'll pick the songs and order them in such a way that it tells a story that's like super super relatable, but also it's like we're having fun with it. It's like it's not too crazy, like because there's like a bunch of different vibes in it. So we're like, oh, how are we gonna like string all of these together? I don't want to give away the whole thing yet because we're still formulating it and we're still bringing on features to like you know, like participate in the story, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
But like basically what it is, it's like generally the thing I've noticed is like people go for like love, money, power, sex, fame. Like that's the things that they all like look for like meaning or like, I don't know, some kind of like satisfaction or peace of mind or whatever.
Yeah.
And so myself and Mike, collectively, we've been through a lot of situations that involve all those things I just mentioned. And so this is our like the way it is set up right now. It's like our story of how like we've handled it in all the different stages of that process, to go from like, generally speaking, it's like they're like the three things we've been is like the hopeless romantic, the flex junkie, which we're coining actually.
Flex junkie.
I made that up the other day, and he was like, "Where'd you get that from?" I'm like, "I don't know, my mouth." Like, I don't know. Like, it just kind of came out, and then we want to we want to have the story resolve as a person who's like completely happy with himself. Like, not saying all those things are like bad things, but meaning like you shouldn't use that to fill the void. You have to like have it full and use those to like help it grow, I guess.
Yeah.
So like the challenge is like, on the surface that could seem really cheesy, so we're like working to make it so it's not, and so it actually like there's character in it without like selling out or whatever, just to like have a story. Right. We want to make it like mean something and have the project be worth our while, and like we're putting a lot of time and like probably a little bit of money into like the production value of it. So we want to make sure it's like something really really good, you know.
All right, so that's something like people like should look out for, like look
for sure. I mean, it's guaranteed. It's not it was a concept like 2 months ago, but now we literally have we literally have all the demos done. We have all the features like set, like we know who is going to be on it. Some of them have written, some of them have not, but we know who is going to be on it. It's just a matter of like forming out like all, like we're branching off of the demos basically, but like everything is like in place. Like okay. I literally made a group chat like 2 days ago, and I was like, yo guys, here's a story, like use it to like modify or create your verses, because we want it to be like all inclusive. Yeah. Like it just needs to be like a continuous like stream of like the story, right? And I think people will appreciate it. Like there's definitely like it's definitely like wild, like in the sense where we like I said, I'm not like a genre hater. Like we try to incorporate a little bit of everything. Like for example, there's one song, the riff on the guitar sounded super country, and I was like, bro, like I appreciate you coming up with that, but like I don't know how we're gonna work it, right? Know. But then like I was like, I want to do an R&B thing with it. I laid down an R&B vocal over it, and you couldn't even tell it came from a country like starting point. So like those type of things are super exciting, because it's like you took it from one thing. So one thing I've also been trying to do is like, no matter how weak or like weird the idea is at the start, I want to try and bring it up to like that par level that like you would be like super satisfied with. And I think that's also why this like album that we're working on is really cool, because it's like they were just kind of like misfit ideas that like we brought together and turned into something meaningful. And so I think all those things like that, like that whole combination of like different forces driving the creation of it is what's going to make it super exciting for people, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So like that's basically it. Like I don't want to tell the story also because I'm sure when people first hear it, they're not even going to know there's a story attached to it.
Yeah.
But then later, like, we'll probably, like, reveal it over time or something like that. And then people will want to go back and, like, look into that. Like, you know, like, the best analogy is, like, a movie or, like, a movie franchise. Like or any of you, like, Marvel, like, MCU fans or whatever.
I mean, like, if you live in today's world, you kind of...
You have to, right?
Know what it is.
And so recently, something I've been doing is I've been going back and watching movies and being like, wow, they, like, foreshadowed, like, the Black Panther movie in, like one of the Avenger movies or something. And I'm like, damn, that's so cool. Like, I would have never... Like, when you watched it the first time, like, they like, name drop, like, Wakanda and stuff like that. But you're like, I mean, like... It is like you don't pay attention to it because like at the time Black Panther wasn't even a concept that people were aware of, and then like but the point is like you can go back and revisit it and you're like wow like everything connects right. So like I literally wrote like a legit script for how everything is supposed to play out and like how certain features are like narrators, characters in our story and stuff like that. So there's like a whole like.
It sounds like Hey, you guys remember R. Kelly's like trapped in the closet? That whole like fucking.
Is that how it is?
It had like a whole like it not that's how it is, but just like you have a script ready. It's like well you might as well like get like you know a bunch of actors to like act out this whole concept.
I mean, in
know?
the sense like in terms of like what's being recorded, it is to an extent. Like it's not like we're still working out like the minor details, but like there's like there's definitely like one or two female characters in the story, and one of our features like. The way and a lot of it we've like adjusted it to like fit what people have already written and what we want people to write in the future for it. So like there's definitely like a lot of verses come from like characters that we've made but we didn't even tell the people about, but it just fits like so perfectly. We're like there's no coincidence there.
It
like,
sounds like trapped in the closet. Like,
it's like
that just reminds me of like when the midget came out of nowhere and the it's like like that wasn't a part of like the script at all.
It wasn't?
No, I mean like people didn't. I don't think people like saw that coming. Did you see that coming when you first watched it?
I did not know what anything was going on.
Exactly.
Trapped in the
Yeah,
closet.
that's a crazy series.
But yeah, like I don't know. Like so, here's the thing. Like it's like in the air, like the specific stuff. But like the point is like it's not gonna just be like. You know, like just something to put out. Like it's gonna mean something. There's gonna be like there's so many like already as it is. There's so many layers to it, and like awesome. A lot of what like something I try to do is like I'll never write something if I've never like personally experienced it myself. So now it's like that, but like it's going a little more deeper into it. And you know, like that's kind of like where I get the name Blase from. That's like it means like I don't care, like unimpressed type of attitude. And so the reason why I stuck with it, I heard it from like have you heard that Ty Dolla $ign?
Blase, like Blase.
Blase. Yeah, so I mean that's where I first heard like really like introduced myself to it. But the reason I stuck to it is because I think I mentioned earlier, but I'm like typically a shy guy. I like filter like almost everything I say, or at least I used to. And through the music there's like less of a filter. And so each project I put out, like that filter like that wall basically goes down a little bit more. So this one it definitely dives deeper into like what we're going through. Like it's not going to be sappy, but like it'll be real, if that makes any sense.
Authentic perspective.
So it's like it's more like it's like breaking the fourth wall as a poet. You know, like you know, like people like you know, like that. Like I can't think of an example off the top of my head, but you know, like people will talk in like metaphor about like love or like what their life means or something like that, and like that's cool. Like I've been there. Like you know, like punk rock music. That's like all it is. Like talking in like
subtext.
Yeah, exactly. So like. What I learned like very recently is that if you talk directly to your audience about what you're going through, it hits a little harder and it almost feels more relatable.
Yeah, and you feel like more of a connection
between
the artist and the listener.
For example, like what if I talked about myself right now to you in third person? That'd be so weird. Like you wouldn't feel like I
Blase does this.
Yeah, I mean like yeah. Like, do you guys want to know what Blase did last week? Like it would be so weird. Like
no, what did you do last week?
Exactly. Like there would be a disconnect, right? And like that would make me like I mean. It's making me uncomfortable right now, but like it would probably make you guys like why did we bring this kid on the show?
Let's just start like talking with Blase in third person. Let's
yeah,
see how
like,
long
it would be weird, right? Like it would be super
Yeah,
weird
it would
if
be
Blase
weird to-
talked to you like
It'd
that.
be weird to hear Blase talk to us in third. Yeah.
It would be so weird. Like so like the idea is the idea is Blase wouldn't do that in his music. You know? But like that's the point. Yeah, the point is like I've done it like I said, I've been on all these stages, the songwriter, the producer, the performer. So now I'm trying to like hone all of those a little bit here and there. And right now with this project, the step is to like make it as relatable as process, which is more of a songwriting thing than anything else. Production value comes from like the riffs, you come like how they make you feel. Like we're literally paying attention to all those little details. Like we're scrapping songs left, right, and center and replacing them just so like it makes you feel a specific type of way for like a specific message of a song, which is cool. I've never done that before. Usually I just roll with whatever comes my way or whatever I come up with. But this one we're being like super super selective about what we do.
So like are you liking the style more? Do you think you'll do that more in the future?
I think it's also cool because I told you it's more guitar driven, and that's where we started from. Like it's kind of coming full circle, but it also has the influence of like the R&B hip hop stuff that I've like come into in the past year. So I definitely like it. I love collaborating. Like if you ever look me up anywhere, like I only have one song that I don't have any features on. Everything else is with someone else. And the reason is like I said before, I'm good at coming up with the idea to start with. I'm good at doing my own part, but like to bring any flavor to it, I guess you have to like bring in other creative minds into it.
Yeah.
And so this whole album is a collaborative project. Like I just told you, like I'm bringing everyone on, letting them know like what the inside scoop on the storyline is, just so it's like more immersive and more like everyone's on the same page. Like there's no like have you ever, I guarantee you've heard this, where there's like some pop artist or something that has a rapper come onto the song and whatever their like verses has nothing to do with the song whatsoever.
All the time.
It's just like in there. Like it's literally in there to like
so awkward.
Get the attention, right?
Yeah, bring another audience too.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't know, like I don't like I mean no one's done that so far per se, but it's definitely come like I've seen it happen so much that and like we care about this so much because we put so much thought into it. We don't want that to happen. Like I mean like the people we have on, like I trust them enough to like that they would do it like on their own, like they would know what to do. But it's just like you feel like you're part of it, right? It's like it's something bigger if like there's a whole story attached to everything. It'll like the way we wrote the songs were also influenced by the story itself. And like that only happened because we had a story like in mind, right? So like if everyone we bring on also is aware of that, like it'll probably help them too. And like even the emotion and like how you perform it probably changes a little bit too. So all those things like are playing a role in it. But yeah.
So did you like for those features? Did you pick like exact people to do those songs? Because you said that like you're really into writing about like stuff you've been through. So how do you know that they've been through that?
So here's the like remember how I said there's like different characters, right? So I'll try and be as vague as possible for this element of surprise for later on, but like someone wrote a verse for one song and I was like the reason I picked them is because their voice fit like the vibe so perfectly based on what I've heard them do before, and I was like it would be so awesome to have you on this. And that ended up being really cool because now this person is also working on an EP, so we're like working on like we're working on two things at once, and then we're like gonna use the releases to like self promote the other release, right? So it's like a cascading like sequence of like never ending promotion. So it's like I mean it brings the said feature like it turns them on to like my fans and then vice versa, and it's just it's like that's the whole point of collaboration, right? Like creative minds, you get to like expose,
it feeds off of each other.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I picked it, right? But then in terms of the story, what she wrote was already like in line with the story we already had. Because like I didn't tell her like I didn't say like what to like write or anything. I just like I was like here's my part. I'll leave like a second verse open for you to like come up with something if you need any help. Like let me know, right? She wrote something and it was so perfect. I was like I didn't even say anything. I was just in my head. I was talking to Mike. I show him everything, like every time. Like he's super picky about the features, by the way. Like I had to literally beg for every single one because he wanted to take like a lot of ownership over it. Yeah. And we still have that, but like I think I was telling him the same thing I told you. It's like important to like collaborate and like.
Yeah, well, he wants to keep your guys' vision, right?
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So like, it's mainly about like maintaining the vision at the end of the day. But I was like, oh, this is so perfect. Like we already had a story in mind for like what the like that specific song was about, and like the verse that we were presented with fit it so perfectly. And that's kind of what sparked it. We were like, we need to like get everyone in on this. Like the first time like we thought about doing it was because of that one verse, and we were like, oh, like this can actually like be something so much bigger if we just like get ahead of it a little bit. So that's what we did, and like as of right now we're like super on track for that to work out.
Nice.
But yeah,
so this is gonna be a little bit of a switch up, but I have some insider information that I want to talk about.
oh god,
So I've heard you have a very interesting like earliest memory.
oh my god, I know who you talked to. I know who you talked to. Damn, like was this yesterday? Like damn. My earliest memory. Do you have written down what I said to this person?
I mean, I just have vague
Vague stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll try to remember what I said last time. But I don't know why, but like I remember like people have told me too. I have like a decently like abnormally good memory about random things. So like I had to have been like 2 or 3 years old, but I remember like the townhouse that me and my parents used to live in like before we moved into the house we're in right now. And I just remember like exactly how the kitchen looked. I remember like the people who used to visit frequently and stuff like that. And it's like, it's just weird. Like I can literally like picture them sitting on a couch next to the kitchen or something like that. And then I can remember things like I used to be obsessed with trains as a kid, and I would wake, like, I don't know, I feel like babies wake up super early or something.
Yeah.
But like I would literally like wake up and like my parents were always asleep. So I'd like literally use them as like hills or something for like my trains to go on. But like, it's like super random and super weird, but like, those are like the type of early memories I have, and I couldn't have been more than like 2 or 3 years old at the time. So like, that's the inside scoop.
I mean, I heard that you remembered like being born.
Okay, see, so I know.
That's a big difference.
No. So I cleared that dispute with your source. I know exactly who your source is now because I'm like, why do I feel like I just got this?
My spine network has been.
You out of the spine.
Oh man, no, I knew it. No, but I told your source this yesterday actually because he came to me with the same thing, and I'm like, that's really weird that you brought that up. But
it's
like,
a suspicious question, but I'll answer it.
That's not true. I don't know really where that came from, because like what I just described is literally my earliest memory, or that I could think of right now. But I definitely don't remember being born.
That would be fucking crazy.
That'd be so weird. Like,
wow, light.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I don't think I remember anything from like.
Bro, I'm pretty sure you
can't
I'm pretty sure
remember.
your brain's not even like
Yeah.
formed enough to be able to remember anything at that point.
You don't have a sense of person.
Yeah,
until,
that takes a couple
6
months,
or
right?
something like
Yeah.
that, yeah.
I feel like my earliest memories like feel like they could have been dreams. Like I don't know whether they are actually dreams or memories.
I could see that. Like, I mean, something random I remember is like the when we were in between houses, we stayed in like an apartment complex for like a few months or something, and like every month you'd have to go to the leasing center to like pay the rent or whatever. And I remember there was like a bowl of like oatmeal cookies or something like that, and like that's like something where I was like I could have easily been like super hungry in a dream and just been dreaming about that. But then like my dad or something was like, no, those are real. Like you ate all those cookies.
Those oatmeal cookies were real.
Yeah. So I mean like those type of memories, like they're super super weird. Like I don't even know. Like it'll come up in the most random times too. Like they'll be like, oh, like do you remember like when we went on that vacation and like that happened? I'm like, that didn't happen on that vacation. Like it's like super random, super like peculiar and like specific things. Like none of them are like, I don't know. I think besides the fact that I have the memory of that, like those random things, it's not that interesting to me. Like it's just like the fact that like I can randomly remember those things. That's like, I think that's as far as it goes. But like, you can reinforce with your source that I definitely don't remember being born.
Do you think like those super early memories have like any influence on who we are now? I feel like not until like you're at least like a teenager.
Well, like the memories you know.
Yeah, I mean, because memory is like kind of who you are basically.
I mean, we're always reflecting on our memories, and like you always kind of like your memory, you don't remember every part of your memory, but it comes back to you like random parts, like you're saying.
I think.
So,
I mean, you mean in like how you behave or like how
yes,
you
or how
like,
you identify? I guess.
Yeah, how you act basically, because that also affects how you act too.
Yeah. Just to get real philosophical.
Yeah, I see how you like just dropped that like real knowledgeable question. It's like how do you guys
just
think?
Thinking about it,
how do you guys think memory affect?
I mean, like maybe not philosophically, but literally, like no one understands why I like oatmeal cookies, but I'm pretty sure I know why. Because like as a kid, I just always
fucking love oatmeal cookies.
I mean, just as like a little kid, that's all that was there at the leasing center. Like I don't know.
You were that one kid who
you were the kid who liked oatmeal cookies.
Yeah, who would be disappointed if it was actually chocolate chip. Yeah,
usually
it's like the opposite.
Yeah,
like,
right?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought this was chocolate chip. It's oatmeal,
he
bro.
He comes up from behind. It's like my time.
No, like it's crazy that you mentioned that because I would literally prefer an oatmeal cookie to a chocolate chip cookie. And everyone shits on me for that kind of thing, but like...
Dude, they should like you for that, because then you're not eating their chocolate chip cookies.
And more for you, more oatmeal cookies.
You're the dump truck for their oatmeal cookies.
I kid you not, I swear, like, the people at the leasing center, like, put them out for me. Like,
honestly,
if
I had, like, extra cookies and they were oatmeal, I'd probably do the same. Like, hey, kid, you want these oatmeal cookies?
Because I don't want them.
I don't want them.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, personally, I can't say anything to the philosophical side of that.
Yeah.
But I definitely know why I'm all about the oatmeal cookies. But yeah.
How are we doing on time?
Old man Sean had to put on his glasses to see the time.
Fuck you and your eyesight, bro.
Hey, man, don't be jealous of my 20/20 vision. It's an hour and 12 so far.
So I guess, do you have any shout-outs? Where do we find your stuff? Where do we follow you?
I'll do the shout-outs first, I guess.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mike at Official Mikewave. I'm doing so many things with him. I have 2 projects out with him right now, and arguably are better songs that I've been involved in. Shout out to K-Trick. He produced the song that's doing the best right now. Shout out Stretch one more time because that 5 minutes wasn't enough. Shout out Megan Elise. I'm working with her on a lot of stuff. And then shout out everyone else. I don't know.
Solid 5. Solid 5.
Yeah, shout out to you guys. Like, thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
You can find me anywhere at Official Blasé. You can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, not SoundCloud anymore because I don't know. They don't let me do anything on there. But I mean, I have an accent on the E, but like even if you type it without it, it'll come up. I think I'm like the first Blasé on there. Except for the title.
Have the accent, you don't have the accent though, you'll be Blase.
Blaze. That's still kind of cool.
In terms of people
Blase.
looking me up, it's okay. Like people come up to me like that. They're like, "Are you Blaze?" And I'm like, "Am I?" Like, I don't know.
Do you Blaze?
Blaze.
Just Blaze.
Blase, do you Blaze?
Oh man, yeah, I've definitely gotten that. But yeah, I mean, that's it. You can find me anywhere on there. For sure.
Cool.
Like, yeah, that's pretty much
this guy. He's not blasé about his followers and his fans.
I know.
Listen to his music. It's gonna be great. You know I was gonna do
say
it.
That?
Yeah, I was gonna say it. Fuck you, Sean. And Teddy, you know what to do.
Please, with all your grace and all your energy,
it's a prayer.
Click the like button and subscribe. Thank you.
Yeah.